You know, sometimes the world is strange in the way it works. Um, just for no apparent reason, this week I just went on a random Star Wars kick. I dug up some of my old stuff and I looked at it, some of my old toys I'd had as a child. I looked at them, you know, and when I came back to college this weekend, I took my DVD of Empire Strikes Back, which is the best, in my opinion, the best of the Star Wars movies, and I watched it. That was the first time I had watched it in maybe a year or two, and you know, and then today, just out of the blue, I said, "How about I wear my Empire Strikes Back T-shirt?" Little did I know, today would be the day that we would find out that Lucasfilm Limited would be bought by Disney, and that a new Star Wars movie is coming out in around about 2.5 years, and not just any new Star Wars movie, Episode VII, meaning the continuation of supposedly the Skywalker saga. And to be honest, my immediate reaction was some excitement, but also some apprehension. You know, I always figured that once, you know, it was always a foregone conclusion that that there would be more Star Wars movies released in theaters eventually. But I figured that would be, if not before the end of my lifetime, at least the end of George Lucas's lifetime. I figured he would, after after finishing the saga, he would end theatrical releases, except for that Clone Wars thing. That doesn't count. He would end theatrical releases of live-action shows and focus on television. You know, that's the impression he left with, you know, fans of the series, and I accepted it. Personally, I was happy with 6 movies. I'm sure many of you are too. Actually, some of you probably were happy with the three original movies. But you know, I never thought I'd sound like my uncle, who's a big Star Wars fuddy-duddy. He, you know, was you know, a child during the original trilogy, and after seeing Episode 1, he said, "No, you know, that's not for me." He still went to all 3 of the new movies, but you know, he became an old stuck-in-the-mud. You know, wouldn't talk about the new movies. Said Jar Jar was stupid and all that stuff. And as a 6-year-old, or whatever I was when that movie came out, it wasn't so much something that I hated. It was actually something that I really, you know, I enjoyed. I enjoyed playing with the pod racers and the Legos and whatever that came out. But I hate to say it, but Episode 7, I'm getting the worst feeling is not going to be my cup of tea, and I think that's probably the way everyone else is feeling. And it's funny because I think a lot of the sting comes from the fact that the new Star Wars Episode 7, whatever it's going to be called, whatever it's going to be about, I'll speculate about that later, is you know, there's not the 20-year build-up between Episode 6 and Episode 1 that there was. There's no excitement. I mean, there's excitement now. I mean, the internet, as we speak, is blowing up with Twitter and all that stuff, and I've been tweeting, follow me, DLand21, but, or DLand91, God. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, the 20-year build-up. There was a 20-year build-up between Episode 6 and Episode 1, and I think that was what made it a lot more special. People were more, you know, willing to give it a chance because it had been so long. But it has been, oh, let me see, I can't do math. They're about, well, 10 years, 2015. 10 years since the last Star Wars movie, so half the time. And people who were kids in 2005, I think I was 12, I'm gonna be a junior, so I'm gonna be 21. I don't think that's enough time. I don't think that's enough time because, I don't know, just the anticipation, and not only that is the fact that two and a half years, you have to assume that they have not, you know, been working on this movie since 2008. I highly doubt there's even a script, much less an outline of what they want to do. And that's what concerns me the most. It hasn't been thought out, and that means it's probably not going to be very good. And by the way, another thing on why it might not be good is the fact that what do they have to work with? I mean, are you gonna, you know, go the way of the books and bring Grand Admiral Thrawn, or, you know, resurrect the Emperor? Or what? I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do after Episode 6. What, are you gonna bring the Sith back and ruin the classic trilogy even more than you already have with the original trilogy? I don't think the existing fans are gonna like that. What if you ruin the prequel trilogy? If you ruin the prequel trilogy, not only will you have the original fans, you know, angry that you messed up the first trilogy, but then you've messed up our childhoods, not just, you know, my uncle's childhood. That's quite, you know, there's quite a paradox there. And I'm just concerned that they're, I mean, I don't mind so much. Like I said, it was a foregone conclusion there was going to be new Star Wars movies. Not so much Episode 7. I'm just not sure where you can get a story for that. To me, I mean, again, I'm happy with 6. Let's be done with Star Wars in the theaters. I don't mind TV shows. TV shows are fine. You know, they're fun to watch, and they don't really have a lot of bearing on the movies. But this movie could really affect the 6 existing movies in a negative way. But what I was saying was, I would rather, if I had to choose a movie now to make, I would say make a prequel to the prequels. Focus on, you know, Jedi before everything started going downhill. Maybe what is commonly referred to in the lore of Star Wars is the Great Sith War, where there's a bunch of Jedi and Sith, and you know, there's more story there because there's not as much story. The problem with making Episode 7 is either you're going to have to completely destroy all the existing books, video games, whatever else is out there, I don't remember. Have to destroy all that, and then cast. I mean, I don't know who you're gonna cast. Are you gonna stick with Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and Princess Leia? They're in their 70s. You can't cast Mark Hamill. Harrison Ford won't do it. He said numerous times he won't do it. He won't do another Star Wars movie. So he's out. And Carrie Fisher, I mean, Mark Hamill's the only one who slightly looks like the character he portrayed, you know, 30 years ago. And he still needs to, you know, get on a treadmill because I mean, I'm sure he wasn't going to stay in his playing weight. But I mean, where is the story? That's my main problem with this whole thing. The 6 movies are a nice saga. They end on a high note. Emperor's dead, Death Star's gone, Empire's gone, everybody's gone, and there's no enemies. So what are you gonna bring, the Yuzhong Vong or whatever, you know, stupid EU thing that they got? I mean, there's just not anything to tell, and I'm just worried that they're gonna just, you know, ruin the Star Wars franchise, even worse than they've already done. I mean, I just don't know what to say, what else to say. I hope I've made some valid points, and of course, stay tuned to my channel, David Skywalker 01, and hopefully we'll be continuing coverage of this as it unfolds. I want to know what you think. You know, comment down below. Let me know what you think of the Star Wars saga, where it's going. You know, it's a great playground. You know what I will say? I will say this. I will trust. See, here's the problem. Also, the problem with Disney. Who are they going to hire to do it? You know, to me, I think the only people who could really do an effective, solid Star Wars movie are, you know, I think there's 3 directors, and of course, you know, I'm going to get flamed for this. So just calm yourself down. I'm going to say Chris Nolan, because he did wonders with the Batman franchise. He knows how to stay true to source material and give it a new spin, but still keep it pretty true to what you're talking about. J.J. Abrams, I think he did a fantastic job handling the Star Trek franchise. Again, very careful, a new look on it, and yet it was enjoyable, and it wasn't it didn't destroy anyone's childhood. And then the third is Steven Spielberg. Why not? I'd love to see a Spielberg take on Star Wars. He was supposed to do Return of the Jedi, fun fact, but the Film Directors Guild wouldn't let him do it. So, anyway, let me know what you want. Do you like this buyout? Do you like the fact that they're making new Star Wars? Do you like any of this? Is George Lucas a crook? A sellout? Well, we knew he was a sellout. I mean, look at all this crap I got on my desk. Look, I got all this Star Wars stuff on my desk. Hold on, I'll do a various blinker. I got all this Star Wars stuff on my desk. I'm just cluttering up my basement. But anyway, that's enough. Red Letter Media. Yeah, Red Letter Media, they can do an Episode 7 review. If there's one positive, it means Harry Plinkett's got Episode 7 review. But anyway, that's enough from me. Comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts. And then I'll probably respond. Because, let's face it, I only have like 100 subscribers. And again, continuing coverage on my channel. That is all. Maybe. Turn off.